I'm Chase Clever and welcome back to another video. Today we will be discussing the program I'm on. I've gotten a lot of comments and questions about it, and today I'll be discussing kind of what the program is and how it works and just the basic stuff. So the program I am on is a micro-periodization type program where I would do endurance, strength, and power. So 13 to 15 for 2 days for each muscle group. So you do chest, back, buys, right, legs, shoulders, abs, whatever. So you do that, and then you do 10 to 12, and then you do 8 to 10. And for the first week, you do 3 sets. The next week you do 4 sets, and then you do 5 sets, and then you kind of have a recovery week where you kind of want to for this program, you kind of want to go into this almost overtraining, right? So you're kind of you're ramping, you hit that acute overtraining, and you crash, right? And that's the growth phase. That's the phase where you go down to 3 sets, right? And so you're really having that growth, right? And that strength come back and that energy. The way the program works is it's micro-periodization, right? It's a very hard word to pronounce. I probably pronounced it wrong. So what it does is that it takes every muscle group and you're going to be working it every other day, the same muscle group every other day, right? So for instance, for the first, you start out with chest, back, biceps, and calves, right? And then the next day you have delts, thighs, triceps, abs, and sprinkle in some calves. Then you can do with shoulders, you do traps, right? And then you can also do forearms on bicep day, whatever, however you want to split it up. And then so what it does is that the point of the program is that you're constantly hitting it. You're constantly forcing your body to adapt. You're constantly giving it more uncomfort to get comfortable, because your body wants to naturally be comfortable. It is not like being uncomfortable. So the way it will respond to a workout is that the more burn you feel, those more micro tears in the muscle, the more your body will send out a receptor to the brain, or this chemical or whatever, I forgot the name of it, and it will say, hey, this hurts, let's not let this happen again, we need to get stronger, right? And that's how this program works, is that the goal is to push yourself so hard during those 3-ish weeks, right, that when you get to that acute overtraining where you can't go anymore, where if you do any more, you probably need to see a doctor, so you're really hanging on the edge, and then you crash, and boom, like that, you will just grow. You will blow up. It'll take, so usually for the recovery week, you kind of do 3 weeks-ish, right? You can do, if you need 2 weeks to a week, you can definitely do 2 weeks to a week. When I first started doing it, I only did a week, I went into the second phase, right? So this was the first phase. The second phase, now this one gets a little bit tricky. The second phase is where you work the same muscle groups, everything, and you only alternate biceps and triceps every other day, right? So let's say you start out with biceps, the next you do triceps, right? And then you do biceps, and then the reps will go from around the same. I think if I was to look back at the program, it might say going down to 5 to 7, right? So the whole point of the program, it's like a sawtooth or like a shark tooth or anything, or something like that, and it's just bam, 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 right? And so when you're doing a program, right, or when people are working out, is that it is very common for them to plateau, right? So they'll have bam, right, and they'll just plateau, right, and they'll just stop, right? And so it's very common for people, either because it's not because they're not pushing it hard enough, it's because they don't have enough muscle confusion, right? Changing up the workouts, changing up when you hit the muscles, changing up the reps, changing up the sets, right? So, but you can change the amount of reps and the amount of weight. So bulking, if you're to bulk up a muscle, right? Instead of define it and you really want to bulk it up, right? Is that you do a lower amount of reps with a higher amount of weight. And if you're kind of defining that muscle, chiseling it, cutting it, you'll want to do more of a higher 13, 15, 20 to failure type of regime or that workout. So this program, it's constantly forcing your body to adapt. It's constantly forcing your body to hit those muscles, right? I think that the point of the goal is that you should not be doing the same weight you were doing on 3 sets at 5 sets. Now, when you do that growth phase, first week of that growth phase, you will feel no different. You will feel still exhausted, still tired. You'll still feel weak. You'll still feel fatigued. The second week, you'll feel a lot of it start to come back. You kind of feel more energetic. You feel more stronger, a lot stronger. You feel not as fatigued. You still have some fatigue. You don't feel like you can lift the same way. You have some strain here. Third week, you're 100%. Third week, you're 100%. You don't need this recovery anymore. This is simply just to, keep the muscle on, and then you hit it hard again, right? Which will lead into a third phase, which is instinctive training, where you can select your muscle groups, your workouts, your sets, your time of rest. So you can just switch it up, but you follow kind of that same regime and timeline for that third phase. Personally, I just don't enjoy doing the third phase. So I would either repeat the second phase or the first phase or something, or I'll move on to the next program. But so my first ever program was this micro-periodization program, and I had put on a lot of muscle in that one. I had felt really good. I went from, when I first started, I was dumbbell pressing, I think it was time 10 to 15 pounds dumbbells. It was horrible. And I had gone up, I think, to 20 to 25s after that, maybe 30s, right? Because I was a very weak person, and I'm also very young. And so I don't have a lot of strength. I think that for a grown adult, you probably, if you're dumbbell pressing 25, 30s, right, just the neuromuscular connection, that alone, form alone, will make a 150% increase. So you will probably go up to 50s, right? Which is what I'm doing, but I'm young, right? So I don't have the muscle maturity at the moment, right? And my skeletal structure, it's not fully developed yet. So I still have a lot of, and my muscle density isn't at its full right now. No matter if I work out, it still hasn't hit that maturity level. So I still physically have a lot of maturing to do. And I don't think people understand what just 1 year. I've been doing this consistently for a year. I've been doing this my whole life, but I've consistently put in the work. I consistently worked out. I consistently come down here, picked up a weight, and try and do good form and good reps and worked myself for 1 year, right? If I dialed my diet a little bit earlier, I probably could have had another 5 to maybe even 10-pound increase in muscle, which is a significant amount. But I mean, can't change the past, right? So all you gotta do is move forward. But anyways, I hope this video helps. If you have any more questions or anything, just come ask me in the comments. Try and respond to you. I probably will. I respond to all my comments, so just put a question in the comment if you have any. I know this is kind of a hard explanation, right? But it's a confusing program, but once you just kind of get in the regime of it, it's really not that hard. But anyways, I can just finish off the basics, and then we'll call this video good. So basically, the basics of it is endurance, strength, and power. 13 to 15 reps, 10 to 12 reps, 8 to 10 reps, and you work the same muscle group every other day in the first phase, and then you go from 3 sets to 4 sets to 5 sets, and then you do a 3 recovery phase, and it's the same thing, but it's 3 sets now for 3 weeks, or how many weeks you need. You don't have to do 3. And then the second phase is the same thing. I think it starts out with 4 sets, 5 sets to 6 sets. You can do 3 sets, 4 sets, and 5 sets, but it's where you're working this all your muscle groups every day, and you switch biceps and triceps, right? And the reps you can range it from 8 to 10 to 5 to 7, and then you have that 3-week recovery phase where you do the same thing and you just kind of recover. So pretty much that's it for this video. I hope some of this helps. Again, I'm a natural bodybuilder at the moment. I'm a natural bodybuilder, and this is the program I started out with. I saw great, amazing results. If you have any questions, please comment. So anyways, other than that, that's all I got for this. So like and subscribe, share, comment. See ya.